Soul Garden.
Hello Soul Healers, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host of the universe, Christopher Witecki, and a warm invite down to soulgarden.me, the most loving space on the internet. We now have 3 days of office hours. We have Tuesdays and Thursdays 11 a.m. and my new show on Fridays 12 noon Pacific. Come on down and chat, especially if you're a messenger, if you're a light worker. I want to hear about what's going on in your tribe. Now for the Virgo race this entire month of the Sun in Cancer is about two topics. On the one hand, your emotions, your emotional response system, how you respond emotionally, how you manage your own emotions, and secondly, your social status, how you feel you belong or don't belong in the world. For Virgos, these two are merged, your feelings and belonging. And that's why Virgos can get very lost. Sometimes you need to manage your feelings, sometimes you need to manage your belonging. The two can co-trigger the other. Well, in this story, first thing we did was we identified emotional context that didn't serve us, and identified friends that don't serve us, reputation that doesn't serve us, title that doesn't serve us, moved into shopping for what would serve us, right? Looking or shopping. Last week, stepping into the emotional shui, which is stepping into the passion of it. And this is where we're going to continue this week. We're going to step into the passionate shui. This is where we are allowing our emotions to begin to drive. And that means we have to have strong emotional policy in play. And that means we have to have strong intention of where we want to end up playing in the context of society, and then emotional shui it. Feel it as we go, okay? So as we start on Monday, things are a little kooky. There's a lot of reasons why. One, Venus rules the day. So when Venus rules the day, we want to restore love and balance and tranquility. Here is the hiccup. One, Mercury went retrograde over the weekend, which means our Gemini twins have switched. Remember, everyone's intellect has twins. We all have a primary voice and a secondary voice. In a retrograde, they switch seats. So we're seeing inside out, we're seeing things we didn't see. So suddenly, as we're about to light cast and move forward with your emotional context and move forward with your social context, now you're seeing things you didn't see before. Exactly, says Mercury retrograde. And it's in Leo, which means you're reconsidering faith. You might be having some serious questions of inner faith on Monday. I don't know if they'll be answered, by the way, till next Sun and Leo transit. But nonetheless, you have to work with it. So that's the funk. So on Monday, holding space. You might have to emotionally innovate a response to a friend or something that comes in via email. You might have to go higher on Monday. On Tuesday, we are now going high from a psychic realm. Neptune rules the day. Our psychic awareness pours in. And so the universe is trying to guide us, or hopefully you're seeking meditation and guidance as to where you really do belong. So this is kind of checking in with God or checking in with higher self to make sure that you are of the right emotional response to a situation, making sure that you are heading for the right place in the world where you feel you belong. So Neptune is guiding you there if you listen. Now there's also a coming to a head of a major opposition that's been in play for some time between Mars and Libra on one hand and Uranus and Aries on the other. What this is for yourself, and this has been, an uphill battle, right? Mars and Libra, trying to move forward with what you're worth, trying to move out of old debt, trying to move into new soul capital, trying to move into collateral that draws in abundance. Uranus and Aries saying, well, you're going to have to get comfortable with new things if you want to do that. Well, finally, a peace accord between your trust, intimacy, reluctance, and your need to make money. Probably the money is what pushes you to go ahead and compromise trust, but that comes to a peace, I believe, and it's downhill from there between those two on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it's Light Cast Day, the most powerful day of the month to manifest our intentions. That's because it's a new moon, and in Chris Witecki speak, that means I love is speaking to I feel. I love, I feel. Those are the first two steps to manifestation, and on this day, God does it for you. What you love and what you feel become one, which means if you're bitter, you become passionately bitter. This is the moment where you're going to get on the emotional shui horse and try to ride. And because Saturn rules the day, you'll be making a commitment on Wednesday. So Wednesday's a day that's a commitment to your social emotional context, a commitment to an emotional response system. And this may be a friend asking for a commitment. This may be someone asking for a commitment to a job title. You might literally have to commit somewhere on Lightcast Day. And if it feels right, you should do it. Then we get to Thursday. Now Thursday is a day of action. It's time to already, right after intending, to do. okay? So you move forward with a new social context or social ambition or reputation or title. You move forward with a new friendship policy, which means you cut off or open or whatever has to happen. And if it feels right, you act on it. Listen to your guides if there's any questions. But Thursday is an action day. Also, God blesses us with a yod. A yod is God giving us the finger, in this case pointing to Pluto. Okay, so this yod is constructed as such. You have Jupiter and Venus conjuncting in Gemini. You have the moon conjuncting Mercury in Leo. So what this means is you're taking your questioning of inner faith, you're taking your new career hopes, and what do you have to do? Reconsider what your heart loves most. That's what Pluto retrograde says. Reconsider what your heart loves most. Not talk yourself into something you don't love, probably the opposite, knowing Virgos. Talk yourself into what you truly love. Okay, Virgos a lot of times get confused because they love pleasing people and they love being perfect so much that sometimes they get confused over what they want and the love of making other people love them. So this is a time, says Pluto retrograde, reconsider, make sure it's what your heart loves most. And when you do, you will see this inner faith change and you will see career change, says the yod. Friday's an interesting day because now it is time to hold space on all this. So no matter what happened, with light casting and whatnot, you just squat and hold space kind of stubbornly. Hold space for the title, hold space with the friends, hold space with your emotional responses. This is the way I'm going to respond, I have decided. And so you hold that space. So Friday's a day hopefully feeling pretty good, and this is really where we begin to manifest and draw in opportunities. So keep a lookout for the new title, new friendship, new whatever coming right already. And I want to point out this trine that's continuing to push on you and will until Witecki notice. Mars and Libra saying, okay, Virgo, let's get that price you deserve, let's manifest that abundance you deserve, etc., etc. And Jupiter, Venus saying, and you got to think outside the box with the career, you got to expand your career training, you got to expand your ideas with career. As you expand career, boom, your salary goes up. As you go ahead with the salary in abundance, boom, career opportunities come. These will yin-yang or yo-yo until further notice. Then on Saturn Day, we've got a day of being tested. It's a 29th degree, the final degree of the transit. So whatever you've been working on all month long with emotional response systems and or title friendship gets tested. Whoa. A friend says something stupid or someone says something and you get pulled, tempted back into the old you out there in the world, into the old emotional you. Now the moon moves into Virgo, so thank Goddess, the moon has come up for air and is giving your ego some credit. So you have your ego strength online as you are having to be tested in public. That's good, okay? But just make sure that if it feels right, you act and you push forward and you don't slip back. Check out this huge dynamic. Look at this Pluto. I'm including 2 squares to start to break free if you follow the yod once again. So I just got to say one more time, in all of your testing, don't forget you should reconsider what your heart loves most, because it's going to pull in this new career opportunity. It's going to pull in inner faith. But on top of that, you're going to find that you are inspired to innovate your boundaries, and your fears about salary and your abundance disappear. So the 2 red lines means fear disappears when you reconsider what your heart wants most. Just saying. Then Sunday, it's 0 degrees. A Pluto-ruled day. The one day of the month that Pluto rules the day, it's death. Death of what? Death of this whole social issue. And birth of you now focusing on inner faith. For the next 30 days, Virgos will be remembering why they love themselves so damn much, which is what turns into their inner faith in life. The moon is in Virgo on Sunday, so although it's cloudy, it's cool for you. You're feeling pretty good and empowered as we begin this new subconscious weeding transit on Sunday. Okay, my soul healers, that wraps up another 7 days, but I'll see you in 7 more. Until then, live, love, be.
So